But now we have, that's 2 hours and 21 minutes, so that's 7, that will be 8 parts. This video will be 8 parts, yes. It splits every 20 minutes, so 2 hours, 6, and then so that's part 8. So we will have a small part 8.
The same amount of access time for instruction fetches as for data access, I.E. almost 2 full T states out of the 4 T fetch cycle, as well as out of the 3 T data read cycle. The Z80 could use memory with the same range of access times as the 8080, or 8086, at the same clock frequency. This long M1 signal, relative to the clock, also meant that the Z80 could employ about 4 to 5 times the internal frequency of a 6800, 6502 or similar using the same type of memory. 8. Unlike the original NMOS version, which used dynamic latches and could not be stopped for more than a few thousand clock cycles. 9. The related 8086 family also inherited this register design. This variable HL pointer was actually the only way to access memory, for data, in the data point 2200, and hence also in the Intel 8008. No direct addresses could be used to access data. 11. Jump, JP, instructions, which load the program counter with a new instruction address, do not themselves access memory. Absolute and relative forms of the jump reflect this by omitting the round brackets from their operands. Register-based jump instructions such as JP, HL, include round brackets in an apparent deviation from this convention. 28. 12. For example, on the 8080, a programmer might test the parity of a byte by adding 0 to it by subtracting 0 from it, or by ORing or XORing it with 0. All of these are single instruction operations of the same speed and size, on both the 8080 and the Z80. If the programmer happened to choose to test parity by ORing or XORing with 0, then the Z80 will execute the program correctly. But if the programmer chose to test parity by adding or subtracting 0, then the Z80 will always reset the P/B flag to 0, since adding or subtracting 0 never causes an overflow or underflow. Instead of assigning P to correct lie indicate the parity of the byte, as the 8080 or 8085 would, and the program may fail. Nothing in the Intel programming manuals or other documentation for the 8080 discouraged use of arithmetic instructions, or prescribed using logical instructions, to test parity, so there is no reason that an 8080 programmer exercising recommended good programming practices should be expected to have chosen one of the ways that will work on the Z80 over one of few ways that will not work. 13. This common, but merely optional and not limiting, usage leads to the frequent but incorrect description of the Z80 in the Genesis as a sound processor. References: 1. Zilog, 2005. Z80 family CPU user.
Yes, we not record that of course, but I like to scroll it. I use just to scroll it end of the paper, because there could be like 10 papers. Because end of this document, it will tell when this document is last edited. But actually I should write that, but I write the date. The date is 11, no, that's the 12th May today. So, but there's a lot of work to do this kind of PDF, and this is very high level. That's people with high level education have writing this. Of course, this was last edited the 2nd May. Yes, but maybe just read it again in a few years. So that was the Zilog Z80. Actually, there's one for sale. is one for sale in the Danish second hand. The blue papers, yes. I have to write it down because I cannot spell these weird names. Now my pen is up there on the desk. There, we need to go and get it. My pen there. So we have to go and get it. And the power is red. No, I cannot remember all this, but maybe next time I read it, I understand better more. Yes, we need to take this off and we need to open the doors and windows again because I will have some visit later today, maybe. But I'm never telling, because I'm famous YouTuber, never telling who is coming and what time and date and stuff, because I have stalkers and stuff. No, I never say on the video I will have visit tomorrow 1 p.m. I never say something like that on the video. So have to be careful about. No, I never say on a video that I'm busy now because tomorrow 3 p.m. I will have visit for coffee or something. Because you can have strangers coming or something, harassment or all kinds of stupid stuff. Yes, throwing stuff on your windows, sending pizzas and stuff, yes. That's why my windows look like this. That's graffiti, somebody coming in the night, they're spraying paint on my windows. So, of course, we have all these teenage boys and young males. There's a lot of, you don't know who is watching these videos. That's mental. There's a lot of teenagers, boys. There's maybe mental ill. And you have haters, stalkers, all kinds of crazy people are watching YouTube. So you never know who is watching. And but it was about this Zilog Z80 chips. And now I know a little bit more about that. So that's 2 hours 30 minutes, and the video splits. So that's 2 hours is 6 parts, 7, 8. So we need to make 8 folders. 8 folders to Zilog. And the camcorder is close out of power. So we have 10 minutes left. So I have to make 8 folders. Yes, that's part 103. Zilog Z80. And I did copy the Zilog Z8, so that was easy. I just had to add 0. Because last video was Zilog Z8. And this is Zilog Z80. So we need to make 8 parts. And I use this list because I have to drag this PDF document. I have another folder called Finish Reading. Yes, then I will charge the camcorder and I will continue later, but I need to pay attention to this because I have to press this key. I cannot see because I have to look. I have to look where I'm pressing the mouse. So that was 8 folders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes. Now I have 8 photos. Then we can yes, I never say when I'm doing this video, I will never say yes, I'll be busy Saturday because somebody will come here eating like 4 or 5 p.m. I never say that in the evening. I never tell who I'm going to meet, who will come and why and